What's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. We're still on a 9-0 run. I have a very strong parlay for you guys in college basketball for today. I'm also going to give you guys the information that I was talking about yesterday. A few people were asking, where's the play? There was actually no play yesterday. It was just an educational video. I did mention that at the beginning of the video. I'm actually going to show you the Kalshi leans for today. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out yesterday's video. I'm also going to show you the receipts from the VIP. It was a 2-1 day in the VIP, but the free picks, like I said, have been on a 9-0 run. Let's get right into it. So for college, the first thing I want to do is look at the line moves. Sometimes they're very dramatic, and this tool is called the SharpEdge tool. I'm actually pretty exhausted because I was working on something very, very important, and I'm going to show that to you. It's called a poly market scraper, and I'm going to show that to you. I'm actually going to include that as part of the SharpEdge. So if you want access to that stuff once I post it, you can get 2 weeks for free. The link is in the description for this. I'm not going to go through all of these, but if you want to take screenshots, that's up to you. You can see right here it says UIC started at a +1.5. It's currently at a -1.5, so that's a 3-point line shift. It gives you all the reasoning over here, like the betting percentages and the money splits, things like that. You can see Jackson. So let me kind of scroll down. You can see this one went down 5 points. This one went down 5 points, and so on. The one that interests me here is Seton Hall versus Butler. I have all the reasoning why that's actually part of one of the legs. It's the under on this game, but I'm going to explain what line, okay? This is not the line I'm taking, so just bear with me. So anyways, you can see here, it gives you, this is one of the first things I like to look at because it tells you where the line is going. What that means is that where the books are adjusting to the sharp money. All right, guys, so like I mentioned a few times, 9-0 run. Let's keep it going. Very quickly, I want to talk about what happened yesterday. This is in the VIP. I took Michigan at a -8.5. And then we took Ohio State versus Virginia under 157. You can see right here they hit about 140 something. Then we took Ohio State again under 157, and then I took St. Mary's. I actually mentioned this one in the video yesterday, but I said it wasn't correlating and stuff like that. But then when I went back and took my time to look at it again, St. Mary's was a very strong play, actually. I actually mentioned this one in yesterday's video. I did not say to put it out there because I hadn't done the research, but once I stopped the video and everything, then it looked very strong. So this one hit. And then the one loss was Arizona at a -7.5. That one just didn't come through for us. Now, before I get all the haters on the comments saying, how are you on a 9-0 if you lost yesterday with that play I just showed? The 9-0 is actually only targeting the free picks that I've been throwing out in this YouTube channel. So if you have not done so, make sure you subscribe. Check out the previous videos. I've been literally showing almost every single day a winning pick. So check those out. Also go to the link in the description where it says free picks to make sure you get updated whenever I'm throwing out these free picks. All right, so this is actually what I was explaining yesterday. I guess I should have done it first before I started explaining the whole video, but this is actually what I was talking about. If you, again, don't understand what I'm talking about here, this is a correlation bet. What this means is that it goes out and looks at the line moves that I just showed you on the SharpEdge, and then it goes on Kalshi, and it looks on all where the strong money is at for Kalshi. So you're including Kalshi bets and line moves, and if it matches, then you see it here. This is not my final play. I'm just putting it out there very clearly. This is not my final play. These are a strong indication that there's a correlation between very strong money for Kalshi plus the line moves. Again, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, go watch the video from yesterday. All right, guys, so the parlay that I'm going to be looking at is actually going to be in the same game right here. The Seton Hall Pirates versus Butler Bulldogs. Okay, so it's going to be a 2-leg inside the same game. I'm going to actually show you the exact slip that I'm taking with the exact numbers. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, this Seton Hall, they went from 142 and went down to 139. 80% of the money and 78% of the money and 80% of the bets are going in on the over. So this is actually a reverse line move and is going on the under. So I have a bunch of information here. I'm going to actually make this a little bit shorter because I am exhausted. I was working on a poly market scraper. I'm going to show you very quickly what that is, and how that's going to help us going forward in the future. But I'm going to reduce this video. I'm going to give you some very key pointers on how I'm playing this game on this 2-leg parlay. But again, I'm going to cut it down shorter because I am exhausted. So besides that, I was actually building out this poly market trader tracker. What this means is that it goes out on poly market, and it actually tracks the top wallets inside of poly market. So this is actually going to be very huge. I'm going to include this. I'm thinking about including it inside to SharpEdge. I'm not exactly sure if that's what's going to happen, or I'm going to sell it as a separate thing, but this is going to be extremely, extremely powerful for us going forward. So let me just give you an example of yesterday's information. You can see that this guy right here says, will Trump dominate Kevin Walsh? This is right here all politics, but there's also sports and stuff like that. So right now I was actually just testing it. So that's why you see all this stuff here. But eventually I want to get it to, it doesn't matter what it is, you're gonna be able to go on Kalshi and throw these exact bets. So this is the most important thing right here. It tells you where the person that has a lot of money, where they're throwing their money. It gives you all their shares that they have open, how much they came in at, what is the current. So this is actually easier to read. That's why I did a separation here. You can see the cost basis is $178,000. The current value is $379,000, and the gain is actually $200,000. So he's already made his money back 112% on this one bet. So if this happens where he says yes, then he gets $200,000. So that's, to me, that just blows my mind. Anyways, this is not part of the college picks. This is just something I've been working on, and I will be throwing more information on this once I have it. All right, guys, so I just wanted to show that to you what I'm talking about, and then let's get right into the game. So the Pirates right here. All right, so the first leg of this is going to be the under, like I mentioned a couple of times. I'm actually taking it on the under 149.5. I'm going to explain why. So the Pirates, they're actually 20th in defense efficiency, and they hold opponents to about 64 points total. That's actually 18th position in the D1 league. They're actually 11th in turnovers, so they have great defenses, the overall picture. The Bulldogs have actually lost 5 games in a row. Also, the Bulldogs have a lot of injuries, including some of their starters. Another very key indication, and then I'll move on. So again, I'm going to take the under 149.5 as the first leg of this parlay. When these guys are on the road, they're actually 9-2 covering spreads. So again, let me make this very simple. They have great defense. They're great on the road. The Bulldogs are on a 5-game losing streak, and they have a bunch of injuries. So, and not only that, but they have an amazing defense on the other side. So picture this, a lot of injuries for the Bulldogs, and then the other team has excellent defense and forces a lot of turnovers. That's going to be a sloppy game for the Bulldogs. So I'm going to give you, just like I said, I'm going to make this very short. I have a bunch of other data points. I'm not going to get into it. There's about 5 paragraphs here, which I'm not going to do, but I'll give you the exact line now. So you might not be able to get these lines because I only noticed that 2 books had them available. So if you don't have these available in your area, I would suggest bringing this one. Don't touch the under, but bring this one closer to like a +5.5 or a +4.5. You might be able to get that line. So again, the play, guys, is the under 149.5 for Seton Hall versus Butler because of the great defense. And then I'm going to take Seton Hall at a +6.5. That means that they can lose the game by 6 and we still win this bet because of all the reasoning that I was saying. They cover spreads, they're great on the road, and Butler is on a losing streak. Thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate you guys. Let's get to 5,000 subscribers. We crossed 4,100 yesterday. I really do appreciate that. Please leave a comment if you like this stuff, if you don't like this stuff, if you want to fade this, if whatever, just leave a comment. Please also make sure you subscribe and check out the free picks. And definitely check out the SharpEdge, which I'm going to be including the poly market stuff. I'm still considering how I'm going to play that, but it is 2 weeks for free. So check that out. Links are in the description. Thank you so much. Let's have a great day.